my dear tense form. Today we have listening lesson and we are going to listen some texts about Canada and its political system. And at the beginning of our lesson we read some facts about Canada. Official name Canada. Capital Ottawa. Total area 9,984,670 square kilometers. Population about 33 million people. Native languages English and French. Head of state Queen Elizabeth II, represented by Governor General. Form of government constitutional monarchy. Longest river the Mackenzie. Highest point Mount Logan. National holiday Canada Day. Money basic unit Canadian dollar. National symbols maple leaf and beaver. Location Canada is situated on the North American continent. It is the second largest country in the world after Russia. Canada is washed by three oceans, the Atlantic, the Pacific and the Arctic ones. And your task will be exercise 1 on page 237. Answer the following questions in a Google form. You will write your answers here. And next task, exercise 2 on page 238. Listen to the text and complete the sentences, also using the Google form. As you see, you must write your answers here. Now, let's listen to the text.
Unit 9. Focus on listening. Page 237. Task 2. Canada.
Canada is the second largest country in the world after Russia. Its capital is Ottawa. Total area of land is 9,984,670 square kilometers. 9,093,507 square kilometers without water. The country has a seashore on the Arctic Ocean, giving it the longest coastline of any country. In the south, Canada shares an 8,892 kilometers boundary with the United States. Canada's neighbor across the Arctic Ocean is Russia. From west to east, Canada encompasses 6 time zones. There are some 2 million lakes in Canada. The longest river is the Mackenzie. Canada's terrain incorporates a number of mountain ranges. Canada maintains 38 national parks. Because of the harsh northern climate, only 12% of the land is suitable for agriculture. Canada is rich in raw materials. It also produces wheat, leather, timber. Half of the country is covered with forests and maple syrup. Since 1965, the country has had its own national flag with a red maple leaf. Canada is a big producer of maple syrup made from maple sap. Canada is divided into 10 provinces: Quebec, Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Manitoba, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Alberta and British Columbia, and the 3 territories, the Yukon, Nunavut and NWT, the Northwest Territories. Inhabitants are 32,805,041 people. Half of the population is British, 30% French, and the rest are Indians and Eskimos, or Inuits. The largest cities are Toronto and Montreal, which is also the second largest French-speaking city in the world and a major inland seaport. The other famous town is Vancouver, and of course the capital Ottawa.
Okay, great. Next, do exercise 3 on page 239. Listen to the speaker and say if the sentences below are true or false. You must also use a Google form.
Page 238. Task 3.
Political system of Canada. Canada is a self-governing federal state and a member of the British Commonwealth of Nations. The form of the government of Canada is a constitutional monarchy. It is ruled by a parliamentary system, but formally the head of the state is the King or Queen of the UK, and the appointed Governor-General is the monarch's representative, who is named by the Canadian Cabinet. However, the Governor-General performs only certain formal and symbolic tasks, and the leading figure in the political life of the country is the Prime Minister. The federal parliament consists of the Senate and the House of Commons. The Senate numbers 104 members, senators who are not elected. They are appointed and have little power because they cannot write new laws. Senators can only approve or reject the laws passed by the House of Commons, excepting the laws that deal with taxes or expenses. Senators can serve until they retire at the age of 75. The House of Commons has 295 members elected by universal suffrage for 5 years. The people of Canada elect members of the House of Commons. To vote in national elections, a person must be at least 18 years old and a Canadian citizen. The cabinet is headed by the Prime Minister, usually the leader of the party which has the majority in the House of Commons. The ministers are members of the House of Commons, but the Prime Minister may name one minister from the Senate. The Prime Minister is responsible to the House of Commons. Canada also has many courts. In the courts, judges deal with people accused of breaking the laws. The judges are appointed by the Prime Minister. They serve until they retire. As in the USA, people who are unhappy with the judge's decision can take their case to a higher court. The highest court in Canada is the Supreme Court. It decides the most important cases in the country. So Canada has two branches of power in its political system: legislative branch and judicial branch. In all the provinces, there is a legislative assembly elected by the people for 5 years. The seat of the federal parliament and government is Ottawa, the federal capital. The legislative assemblies and governments of provinces have their seat in the provincial capitals. In Canada there are 5 major parties: Conservative, Liberal, Unionist, New Democratic and Progressive Conservative. They differ only in foreign policy, their attitude to the USA, to the question of the French and English elements of the population, and to provincial policies.
And at the end of our lesson, write down your home task, exercise 4 on page 240. Copy the scheme and complete it with the words from the box. Змалюйте схему і заповніть її словами з таблиці. Well, do you like Canada? I think yes. Have a nice day. Goodbye.